What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. And welcome to another episode of Designated Twitter. On today's show, have the Dodgers exceeded expectations in 2023? That's coming up. But first, if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And as always, I want your takes down below in the comment section. In your opinion, have the Dodgers exceeded expectations? Let us know down below. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. So we asked you guys over on Twitter, have the Dodgers exceeded expectations this season? And we're going to get your tweets in just a second. But first, I asked the staff here that question, and here are the takes.
Yeah, they actually have for me. I did not think they were going to be in first place at all at this point in the season. But they're doing enough. The three-headed monsters in Mookie, Freddie, and Will Smith, the new big three, are doing enough to keep the Dodgers afloat. And, you know, we'll see how it progresses. But so far, they have exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I am liking what I've seen from everybody so far. I think that youth culture was surprising a lot of people, including myself. And just like my good friend Buddy said, I've been really impressed with how the leaders and the veterans of the squad have been stepping up. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Will Smith, and Freddie Freeman is heating up along with JD Martinez, the newest addition. So let's keep it up. I'm excited to see what else comes.
Yeah, they definitely have. I mean, I was definitely hopeful this would be a good year, but I didn't think they'd be this good, even more dominant they were last year. Right now, they're averaging about 6 runs per game. Last year in their historic season, they averaged 5.2 runs per game. So right now, this team is on pace to be better than last year's team, maybe not wins-wise, but at least offense-wise. So the pitching's a little bit of a concern, but I'm very surprised with how dominant and gritty this offense has been. And I expect good things for the rest of the year.
But those were their fire takes, but here were your takes over on Twitter. Patricia tweeted, well, of course I didn't expect that they could get this far without adding a few superstars to the payroll. The veterans are killing it. Yeah, they're doing just that. Adding JD Martinez, you have Freddie Freeman, who is a MVP front runner at this point. Him and Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, he's still producing. Max Muncy with the bounce back here. So yeah, you are getting those contributions from those veterans and that key addition of JD Martinez, who is red hot right now. And then this next tweet comes from A&J Silva, who tweeted, I have to admit, the previous seasons drive me to hold this team to a higher performance standard. When I look at their record and stats, they're all still very successful. I believe the grind will be key to a successful postseason run. Go Dodgers. Yeah, the standard is the standard for this Dodgers organization. It is World Series or bust. They have some of the best players in the game, and we are conditioned at this point to expect division titles. That pretty much is the base level for this franchise at this point, and if they don't win the Fall Classic, then you're very disappointed. But I do think heading into this season, when you consider that, yeah, they didn't make the big splashy offseason signing, do you still feel like, yeah, they may have exceeded expectations? But next is Kevin Garcia, who tweeted, not at all, just waiting for the starting pitching to get an addition at the trade deadline and possibly Tim Anderson come on. Still can't figure out who thought a team with 111 wins last season was going to tank. Not anyone who knows the game of baseball. Yeah, Kevin, I agree with you 100%. And look, I was sitting here saying the same thing. The reason why I still picked the Dodgers to win this division when most experts, most pundits out there had the Padres win this division is, like you said, the Dodgers, they have the formula to win in the regular season. And yes, we've read this book before. We've seen this movie. We know it could end bad, but we also know that in the regular season, they are going to win a ton of games. So yeah, they weren't going to tank. They weren't going to have a bad year by any type of prediction. So I agree with you 100%, Kevin. But next comes from Dylan, who tweeted, yes, 100%. I expected a down year to rebuild and set up to slam a boatload of cash on Ohtani. The team seems to get better as time goes on. Setting injuries aside, that is, just need the starters and bullpen to be more consistent. Yeah, you hit it right. You hit the nail right on the head there. I mean, if you look at the bullpen, if you look at the starting rotation, that is the area where this team doesn't look like the team they were last season. So far, a 4.44 ERA, that's 21st in Major League Baseball. You compare that to last year, the Dodgers had a 2.87 team ERA. That was good for second in Major League Baseball. If you look at opponents' batting average, they're 18th. Last year, they were first. Relievers, a 4.52 ERA. That's good for 25th out of 30 teams. So, yeah, you're 100% right that pitching-wise, they haven't been as good as last year, but the offense, they have picked it up. And that is where you're seeing a big difference so far this season. They're hitting more home runs than last year's Dodgers. They're scoring more runs. If you look at their OPS, a 775 OPS last season. This year, that OPS is up to 781, averaging 1.6 home runs per game. And the OPS with runners in scoring position is 841. So offensively, this team has picked it up. This team has supplemented the bad pitching to start the year, or the mediocre pitching during certain stretches, with offensive production. So yeah, you're absolutely correct that if they can figure things out and the pitching gets back to where we've seen in years past, then hey, look out, this team could win 100+ games. And this next one comes from Dodgers Forever, who tweeted, "No, they are performing okay for the amount of injuries they've incurred over just 2 months into the season and spring training. Wish they looked like they were clicking / having fun. Definitely doesn't look like it, and wonder if that's starting to reflect in some of the struggles." So I'm not sure what Dodgers team you're watching, because I think this team is having more fun. You're seeing the David Peralta choo-choo train every time they hit a home run, every time they score runs. I think there is a nice mix of veterans and young players that kind of re-energize some of the veterans on this team. You're seeing Freddie Freeman, you're seeing Mookie Betts. They're locked in. And look, you know how I spell fun? W-I-N. And they're winning a lot of games, and I know that that is really the basis right now. And I think, too, this team knows you have to stay even keel. You can't get up for every game and dance in the locker room with the sombrero like the Padres are doing, because, look, that wears on players. You have to go out there and execute, win games, and this team's focused. This team's legs are focused, so I don't think they're lacking in that department. I think this team likes winning. I think that is what's fun to them. And I also think, too, you got David Peralta, you got Jason Hayward. There are different personalities on this team, so I have to disagree with you on that one. But next comes from MC_2022, who tweeted a little bit. Smith Outman exceeding, batting a little bit higher than expected, but a bit up and down, starting pitching and a little bit lower than expected. Yeah, the starting pitching definitely has not met expectations. You're not seeing Julio Urias, who was the Dodgers opening day starter. This is a guy that, if he puts together a elite season, another Cy Young run, he sets himself up for a $250+ million payday. He hasn't looked great yet. He's had some nice starts. We've seen flashes of Julio, but last time he was on the bump, he allowed those 4 home runs against the Cardinals. I think he's dealing with getting himself in elite, excellent peak condition once again. Also, the hamstring injury, I think he might have been compensating a little bit. I think that was affecting his mechanics. So I still expect the Urias to be back out there and look like a frontline starter. But then, hey, let's be honest. Syndergaard is going to be Syndergone at some point. He has been a bust. He has looked horrific at times. And look, the reality is, I just don't anticipate he's going to be on this team for much longer. But you've also found Bobby Miller, who looks like he's going to be a key contributor this year. He's looked apart. Gavin Stone, yes, his first 3 starts, he has not looked great. Also has faced some very tough competition. Also has not found that third pitch, hasn't found that slider. So he's a work in progress. And then they've also dealt with some injuries. I mean, you still don't have Daniel Hudson back. You still have not seen Ryan Pepiot on the mound. Michael Grove has dealt with injuries. So yeah, they definitely have been injured a lot when you look at the starting rotation and the bullpen, but I still think if you get guys back, they still have the potential to be one of the better pitching teams in Major League Baseball. And also, too, I know that this organization, they value pitching, they value starters and relievers. So if they're going to address that, they're going to address that at the deadline and look for another Chris Martin. I would not put it past him to go out there and get another starter based on the fact that, hey, you don't know if Dustin May is going to be back. So there's definitely a lot of different reasons why you have that opinion. I agree with you. Also, too, Tony Gonsolin, he's looked pretty solid in his return as well. So they have depth. I'm just not so sure they have those top 5 guys so far. You haven't flashed that. And Clayton Kershaw, too, dealing with the issues, the passing of his mother, and 3 down starts. But I fully expect him to turn things around as well. But our next tweet comes from Walter M. Reynolds Jr., and this is our Hornitos tweet of the week. And he tweeted, "I never worried. The Dodgers know how to win. Can they win in October is the question." Yeah, that is a fantastic tweet from our friend over on Twitter, Mr. Walter. As our Hornitos tweet of the week, premium Hornitos tequila. Please drink responsibly. No, Walter, I mean, you said it best. You have to win in October. That is what people remember. Look, Dodger fans, they don't remember the 111 wins last year. They remember the 1 win against the Padres. They remember the last game in Game 4 where they lost to the Padres. That is where legends are made, and it is on October. And I agree with you 1,000,000,000%, and that is what this team needs to do to truly get over the hump, to truly prove the doubt is wrong, is to win another World Series. And I think they definitely have a team that is better equipped to do that at this season. I think the addition of JD Martinez there in that DH role, I'm excited to see him with that 987 postseason OPS. I think up and down this lineup, if you continue to get the rookies like James Outman, like Miguel Vargas that can emerge, that is what you're going to need. And two, I still think they go out there and they pick up another bat, whether that be a Tim Anderson, whether that be someone that's a specialist to rig against lefties. We'll see about that. Whether they bring in a Johnny DeLuca up, I still think this offense can get better. But yeah, this team, in my opinion, they have exceeded expectations. Right now, they're on pace to win 98 games. Right now, according to 538, they are the favorite to win the World Series. So if I told you that before opening day, you would have thought I was crazy. You would have said, no, that's the Padres, right? No, but the Dodgers, that is what they do. And I understand everyone wanted the Padres. Everyone thought the Padres was going to be the team to beat, that they were going to take this division. No, the Dodgers, they were Woody. The Padres, they were Buzz Lightyear, right? They were the new flashy new toy, but no, the Dodgers still get it done. Dodgers are like that annoying kid that just always gets straight A's. It comes so easy. You're like, is this guy ever going to get a B+? But no, the Dodgers so far, they have aced the first part of the season, and I think it's only up from here. I still think this team, when you look at their record, when you look at the fact they're on top in the National League, but they still haven't performed from a pitching standpoint, and that's what this organization is built on. You know they're going to value that and prioritize that at the deadline. Have they exceeded expectations? Because look, you talk about a team that has a $247 million payroll. You talk about a team that has spent that much money to assemble these superstars. You probably say, okay, what is exceeding expectations? Well, I think the expectations are a team that won 111 games last year. I think when you compare them to those expectations, I think you say, yeah, where this team's currently sitting, no one had the Dodgers where they're at right now. Through 56 games, they're 34-22. They're on pace to win 98 games. So if you're asking me, my preseason prediction was that they would win 97 games. So they've exceeded my expectations by one more win. But if you ask the experts out there, the Dodgers, they were predicted to win 90 games this year. That's where the experts had them. If you look at all the experts, the majority of experts throughout all of Major League Baseball, they had the Padres winning this division. They were the flavor of the month in the offseason. But guess what? You can't have parades for paper champions. You can't have parades for winning the offseason. You have to play those games. You can't have AI. You can't have ChatGPT playing your games for you, anything like that. You need to absolutely get on there and play those games. And so far, the Dodgers, they've been the better team on the field. They've been superior to the Padres. They dominated them so far in the regular season. And you're seeing the cushion that they have not only against them, but in the National League. They have the best record in the National League. I still feel like this team could get to 100 wins. I'll stick with my 97 wins. That's what I originally said. I still feel good about that. But let us know down below in the comment section, have the Dodgers exceeded your expectations? My opinion, they have by one. Still think this team has room to grow. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. They've exceeded the expectations of the experts around Major League Baseball that had the Padres winning this division. But let us know down below. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. For all things Dodger baseball all season long, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you want to see us post even more Dodgers content, you really want to support the channel, smash that like button. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.